Hey there! Welcome to Generation Automation. I'm Sage Grayson. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm thrilled that you're here for this live training. So, whether you are Generation X, like me, or a millennial, or a boomer, or Gen Z, whatever generation you belong to, all of us want to grow our businesses. We all want to earn more money. We want to help our clients and customers reach their full potential. And I'm going to show you today that each and every one of us belongs to Generation Automation. Oh, yes. I'm going to show you how, with a few simple tweaks and some really helpful tools, you can let the robots do the marketing for you. Yes, because as a business owner, we have a million other things to be working on. And I want you to have time for your genius work, for all those things that demand your most focused attention. So we're going to use these lovely little robots to make our lives easier, to make our businesses run smoother. So go ahead and leave a comment if you're here for the live training and let me know, what automations have you set up for your business and how are they working for you? I've got some great ideas that I'm going to share in this live training that I hope can really level up your business. All right, who is this training for? This live training is a bonus for my 50 Simple Sales Multipliers course. I know a lot of you have this course. It's one of my best sellers. And when people say, oh, which one is that? It's the one with the bunnies. So most people know this as the bunny course. So if you already have 50 Simple Sales Multipliers, this live training is going to be the perfect accompaniment to that course. So you are in the right place today. If you want to set up helpful systems once, reclaim your precious time, and let the robots do the marketing for you. Like, let them help you out. That's why they're here. You are a busy entrepreneur and you have more important things to work on. We all do. So get ready to learn my 5 favorite business automations. Now, who is Sage Grayson? That's me. I'm Sage. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. I am a former book editor turned life and business coach. And since 2011, I've been helping ambitious women entrepreneurs edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. Or, as I like to say, I'm a life editor, and so are you. I'm a vegan, bisexual Buddhist who loves reading self-development books and quoting The Simpsons endlessly. I live for boosting productivity and streamlining systems to get stuff done. You can find me online at my YouTube channel, my business one, my YouTube reading channel, my Facebook page, Pinterest, and of course, my blog, sagegrayson.com. Now, before we get started with this live training, to get the most out of this session, please just take a minute to silence your phone, close any other open tabs that you have, and get a notebook or a planner to capture the best strategies so you won't miss a thing. Now, what exactly are automations? Well, automations are any programs or systems that work in the background of your business. They might instantly categorize something such as tagging. They might start a timer or a countdown. They might send an email sequence, or they might add on a complimentary product. They might trigger an upsell or any number of actions. So if you are here, I want you to leave a comment and let us know, what types of automations have you seen and what types of automations are you using right now with your business? Hey, Linda, thanks so much for being here for the live training. Glad to see you. Yeah, so leave a comment. Even if you're watching the replay later, let me know, what automations have you seen? Like, you have probably seen some of the ones that I'm going to talk about in a minute. And which automations do you use in your business? Now, as the leader of your business, and you are the leader of your business, oh, Linda says timers. Yep, I see timers all over the place. I love them. Got to create that sense of urgency. So as the leader of your business, you can choose the automations that you want. You can set them up once and then let those automations run on autopilot. That's what I'm talking about, letting these robots do the work for you. Now, this not only makes your business run smoother and look professional, but it also frees up hours of your time. And I'm really serious about that. Like, some of the automations that I have set up literally saves me hours every single day. And in fact, some of the automations that you can set up for your business, you might not even know about. So you don't even know that there's a better way to do things that can give you your time back. Here's the great thing about automations. You can always edit them or cancel the automations at any future date. So let's say you have some kind of timer running, maybe for like a Black Friday sale. You can change that later after the holiday. Or let's say you're doing some kind of tagging or segmenting of your list, but you decide you want to segment your list in a different way in the future. You can always change these automations. So don't feel like you are locked in to using these automations forever. You can change them up as your goals change, as your priorities change, and as technology changes. Because I guarantee in a few years, some new automations are going to show up and become popular. Like the things that I use in my business now, some of them weren't even available 14 years ago when I started my business. So just be aware that you can always switch things up, change things, and it's only going to be for the benefit of you, your business, and your customers. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to share my 5 favorite automations that save time and boost sales, specifically for my business. And if you want more automations, then you're definitely going to want to check out my 50 Simple Sales Multipliers course. And there is a link on this page where you can get that course. As I mentioned at the beginning, the automations that I'm talking about in this training complement that course very, very well. So if you like what we're talking about today, you're going to love 50 Simple Sales Multipliers. All right, let's get into my favorite automations. Number 1 is tagging. And this is probably the first automation that most people use. So in your CRM, which is your customer relationship management program, you can create specific tags to indicate interests, actions taken or actions not taken. You can tag do not disturb. You can tag for email sequence completion, anything. Like there's literally no limit to what you can do for tagging. You can tag for anything. So when somebody clicks a link in an email, or maybe they sign up for your freebie, or maybe they purchase a product, you can assign a tag to that content in your CRM. So for example, I have one of my most popular freebies is my Productivity Superstar Workshop. So when somebody opts in for my Productivity Superstar Workshop, I tag them as they watched the Productivity Superstar Workshop. That way, if I have a product in the future that has to do with productivity, I can send those specific people with that tag a maybe bonus or a flash sale because I know they are already interested in productivity. So you can send them very, very unique marketing emails with bonuses and discounts. And the real thing that tagging helps you do is make your contacts feel special. So everyone on your email subscriber list, you don't want to treat them as this like nebulous blob of people. No, they're all individuals and they're all special and they all have different wants and needs. So you can use tagging to segment your list. I have a client who segments her list based on whether they are mothers or whether they are not mothers. I segment my list in 3 different ways, whether you are interested in productivity, business, or self-development. And sometimes people get every single one of those tags, depending on what they click on. You might tag people based on their locations. So let's say you do lots of in-person retreats, which I have done many in-person retreats in my day. You might tag people who live within a certain distance from you. So they might be the people who are most likely to come to your in-person events. If you are here during the live training, or even if you're watching the replay right now, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know, how do you use tagging as an automation? So for me, I send out my emails. I set up automated tags based on the links that you click in my emails. I set up tags based on the freebies that you sign up for, based on the products that you buy. I use tagging all throughout my business, and it makes things infinitely easier when I need to sort my list, or when I want to do a flash sale, or when I want to really reach a specific audience. I'm able to do that with tagging. And just so you know, I use Kajabi as my CRM, as my customer relationship management uh, system. And Kajabi lets you create automations and tagging basically anywhere within a course, within emails, within products. So if your CRM allows you to do really detailed segmentation and tagging, please, please, please take advantage of it. Even if you're not sure where you're going to use the tag in the future, just err on the side of tagging people, because you might need it in the future, and it's definitely going to make things easier for you. So Linda says, I tag based on how the clients find me. Absolutely. So did they find you from a webinar? Did they find you from a live event? Did they find you from a blog post? Did they find you from a meetup group? All of that is very, very helpful information that you can use in the future when you're doing like a campaign or a launch. One other thing I will say about tagging is some people say, well, what does do not disturb mean? And this is something that some of my clients use. I know a lot of other people use like a do not disturb tag. I do not. Like, full transparency, I do not use a do not disturb tag, but I do see the value of it. So what it is when somebody joins your list for the very first time, you might tag them as do not disturb. And what that means is anyone with a do not disturb tag would not get your regular weekly emails. So your regular emails to people who have been on your list for a long, long time, they would not get those regular ones. Instead, someone who gets on your list right away, they're put into a very specific welcome email sequence. And if you want to see my 5-part welcome email sequence, you can check out my product, Design Your Easy Yes product for daily sales. So in that course, I walk you through my 5-step welcome email sequence. So people who use do not disturb tag want people to go through the welcome email sequence first, go through all that good stuff, and not be distracted by like the current emails that are going to their list. And then when they get to the end of that email sequence, they remove the do not disturb tag. So you can add tags and you can remove tags. And then that person is put into their regular email sequence. I will say, like, I know a lot of people do that. Like when someone signs up for a bundle and this is the first time that they're hearing about you, you might give them a special email sequence and then fold them into your regular weekly emails. I don't know. I see the value in doing that, but I just do not do that for my business. Leave a comment and let me know, when somebody gets on your list for the first time, do you keep them away from your regular emails and let them kind of get used to you first with a different sequence and then bring them into your regular emails? Or do you just fold them in right away? So if you join my list, you're going to get all my emails right away. And yes, that means you might get an email from me like in the middle of a launch, or like a regular weekly email, and you're like, who's this lady? I can see how it might be confusing, but I've never had a problem with just bringing everyone into my regular weekly emails. So that's all I'm going to say about the do not disturb tag. And let me know, even if you're watching the replay later, do you use it or not? Okay, so that is number one. That is the first automation that most people start using, and it is definitely the one that I use the most. Next automation that I love are tripwires. Tripwires have completely revolutionized my business, and I resisted them for a long, long time. And I kind of wish I didn't, now that I see how they work. And I think I just didn't know what I didn't know. So let me know in the comments, do you use tripwires or not? So what a tripwire is these are discounted offers presented immediately after they've made a purchase or signed up for something. You have absolutely seen this, where you sign up for a freebie and then it immediately brings you to a sales page with a countdown clock, and it says, ooh, wait, before you go, why don't you get this thing at this discounted price only for the next 15 minutes? Leave a comment and let me know if you've seen a tripwire. If you have been anywhere on my homepage, sagegrayson.com, you have seen many a tripwire from me. The great thing about tripwires is you can take advantage of their current buying momentum and show them a sales page with a discounted price and a countdown timer. This creates this underlying sense of urgency that you're getting them right as they're most excited about learning from you. Now, your tripwire offers should be relevant and ideally the next logical step in their transformation. So, if they are opting in for a freebie that's all about business marketing, the tripwire sales page should not be something like a recipe book that doesn't have anything to do with business. So, make sure they are related and ideally the next logical step. So, if they're opting in for something about marketing, then maybe your sales page is another product about marketing. Or if they're opting in for something about like planning and how to best use their planner, maybe you've got this great course about like not procrastinating or how to eliminate distractions, something that's related to it. I would love to know, do tripwires work on you? Like if you are opting in for something free, or even if you're buying something and it leads you to another tripwire, do you take advantage of the tripwires? Do you say, "Ooh, I love this. It's the next thing that I want and it's at a great price. I'm going to get it right now." Or do they annoy you? So this is exactly why I resisted tripwires for a long time. I thought they were a little annoying, and maybe they are. I think they can be annoying if it feels like it's an endless tripwire. And let me know if you've known this. I've got caught in these loops where I've signed up for something free and then it directs me to a tripwire page. I click the link that says, "No, thank you. Just take me to my thing." And it brings me to another tripwire page, sometimes called a downsell. And I have to find the link that says, "No, take me to my free thing." And then it sends me to another tripwire page. And I'm like lost in this labyrinth of tripwires. I think that's why I resisted them, because I've seen people who just have multiple tripwire after tripwire after tripwire, and it feels like I can't escape them. And that makes me not want to buy from somebody. The tripwires that work on me is when I sign up for something free and then I'm offered something at an irresistible easy yes price. If you've been following me for a while, you know that an easy yes is something under $10 that's irresistibly helpful, and just what you need. So those tripwires work on me, especially if there's one tripwire, not like an endless stream of them. So Linda says tripwires totally work on me. Yeah, and tripwires work on a lot of people. I get tons of sales from tripwires now that I've actually set them up. I think with any automation or with any business system or with any type of marketing, if you do it in a kind, gentle way where you're trying to present a solution and you're trying to help your clients, not just get a buck or get another sale or buy this thing because I want the money, but you're actually thinking about what your clients need and what's going to help them next. Remember, what's that next step they need? Then tripwires can be really a beautiful thing. They can really support your business and support your client's journey. So Cheryl says, a little of both. If they just keep going, I know. Leave a comment. Let me know. Have you ever been caught in a tripwire maze, in a tripwire labyrinth? It's just on and on and on and on. And I want to keep clicking the no, take me to my thing, because I'm worried that if I don't click all of those, that it won't actually give me the free thing. But I think people are realizing you have to be a little kinder and gentler with your prospective clients. You can't just I don't know, make them feel dizzy from too many tripwires that they give in and buy something. You want it to be the next logical step and you want it to be kind. Okay, so that is my second automation that I use every single day in my business. If you want to see examples of my tripwires, go to sagegrayson.com. And I use tripwires when you sign up for something. And almost every single link that I use, whether it's on my everything page or in my shop, or I'm talking about something in an email and I link to a product, I almost always default to the tripwire pages, which I'm going to talk about again in a minute. Because I want people to feel that urgency to buy it the first time that they see that thing. And I think just putting the tripwires almost like anywhere you can put a link is really, really helpful. All right. The next automation I love are after purchase emails. This is also known as a welcome sequence, and you can use a welcome sequence whether they're signing up for a freebie or a product. So the big thing I want to get across is don't leave them hanging. This is probably the motto for my business. I tell my clients this all the time. Whenever your customers get to the end of something, always lead them to the next step. That's what a tripwire does. So when they get to the end of a social media post, put in that call to action to the next step. When they get to the end of a blog post, what's the next step? When they get to the end of a product, what's the next step? One of my biggest pet peeves is when I purchase something from a coach or a business owner or whatever, and I've gone through the digital course or I've read the PDF and I'm getting all this information, and then nothing. They just drop me like a hot potato. And I'm like, wait, what's the next step? What am I supposed to do now? And it's so disappointing. Leave a comment and let me know. Have you ever gotten to the end of something and then been upset or disappointed when there's no next step, when they're not taking you by the hand and leading you through their sales funnel or leading you to the next helpful thing? I think that's really a disservice to your clients. And you're not really being a leader unless you lead them to the next step. And sometimes our clients and customers don't know what the next step is. So you've got to show them. So here's what an after purchase email does. You're going to follow up after their initial purchase with an auto email sequence with offers for related products. So this is what we're talking about, letting the robots do the marketing for you. These are auto emails. You're going to set up this email sequence once, and it will send automatically every time that somebody purchases something. So they could purchase something while you're on vacation or while you're sick or while you're asleep or whatever it is, or while you're working on something else or while you're taking client calls. You don't have to be there live sending these emails. So in the email sequence, you're going to check that they're enjoying the original product. That's the nice thing to do, to say, hey, you recently purchased ABC product. What do you think? And then you can make a recommendation. And as I said, use your tripwire page. One after purchase email sequence that I have that works very, very well for me is when somebody buys something that's like productivity focused, then I always lead them to my planner. So if somebody buys like my Cut My Deadlines challenge, or if somebody buys my habit change course, I lead them to purchasing my digital planner, which is the Edit My Life Planner. And I use the tripwire page so that when they see it, it says, oh, it used to be $27, but for the next 15 minutes, you can get it for $7. And I got to say, with these after purchase email sequences, this is what gets me sales every single day, because I'm leading them to the next step. Like I mentioned, you're going to segment your list based on the products that you offer and the customer's interests. So if they're interested in business, lead them to the next step that's business related. If they're interested in self-development, lead them to that. Or if you've got some kind of accessory or anything that complements what they've already purchased, lead them to that. Like it could be something that levels up what they already have or takes it to the next step. Okay, leave a comment and let me know, have you seen anyone do a really good after purchase email sequence? Like, I think the best ones check in with you. They try to get your feedback on the thing that you already purchased or signed up for. They introduce you to the business and maybe your social media platforms or your best blog posts. And then they kindly, gently lead you to the next step that's going to help them on their journey. All right, so yeah, even if you're watching the replay, leave a comment and let me know, what do you think of after purchase emails, and have you seen them done in a really good way? I will also say some people will put a do not disturb tag during the after purchase email sequence, just so they focus on that product for a few emails before getting the regular emails from that business owner. All right. Number 4, abandoned cart emails. Yes, a lot of the automations that I use are email sequences because they are like stupidly easy to set up. And it just leads you to so many different things that you can do. You can use tagging, you can use segmenting, you can use tripwires. It's really easy to get more sales and to nurture your clients with emails. So abandoned cart emails, and you might have seen these referred to as other things. First of all, did you forget something? These are also called still looking emails, and these auto emails are sent to customers who viewed the sales page or added an item to their cart but didn't complete the purchase. I know you have seen these, maybe from even like big companies, like you go to a clothing store online and you'll click around on things, but maybe you'll put a dress in your cart, but you don't actually buy the thing. And then either an hour later, or 3 hours later, or the next day, you'll get an email from that company that says, hey, you forgot to buy this thing. This serves as a reminder and it leads to recovered sales. I absolutely love still looking emails. They get me tons of sales because, well, let's be honest here, people are busy. I'm busy, you're busy, your customers and clients are busy, and they might look at something, but then get distracted by something else. Or maybe they're like, oh, I'll check in with that later. Maybe it'll be on sale. Or they need to check their bank account. Or they need to see, like, oh, do I have something like that already? Whatever, we're busy and we're easily distracted. But these still looking abandoned cart emails are just a nice way to say, hey, I saw you looking at this and I want to help you because you seem to like it. You can include persuasive messaging and a really clear call to action to encourage the completion of the purchase. So you can do this anyway. Like you can just say, hey, I saw you looking at this thing. Here's the link again. Would love to have you join my program. Or maybe you'll put a different tripwire on it. And I will talk about tripwires in a minute. I use Deadline Funnel to create my countdown timers for my tripwires. And then I embed the code into Kajabi, which is my CRM platform that houses everything for my business. So you might be really persuasive. You might just give them the straight link. You might create a new tripwire countdown. You might give them a bonus. I've seen that work really well. That if they put it in their cart, but they didn't buy it, maybe you could say, oh, for the next hour or next 24 hours, if you purchase, you will get this bonus, like a free call or another digital course or another package of blank, whatever it is. Leave a comment and let me know, have you seen these abandoned cart emails before? And have they worked on you? I know sometimes they do work on me. They're like, oh, maybe I will go buy those t-shirts and dresses or whatever. I was looking at them. Or do they not work on you? And if they have worked on you, is it because they gave you a bonus? Is it because there was another countdown for a discount? Or was it just because they reminded you and you were busy and now you're not? I say I do get a bunch of sales from my still looking emails. I don't think it's annoying or like bothering your customers. I have some people who are like, oh, I can't do that. I don't want to bother them. It's not bothering them. It's being kind. They actually looked at that thing that you're trying to sell. So get back to them and say, hey, you looked at this. Here's something that goes along with it, or here's a great discount on it. Or if they didn't buy, maybe you can give them like a discount if they reply back and tell you why didn't they buy. Like, oh, I saw you put this in your cart, but you didn't buy it. If you answer this 2-question survey, I'll give you a coupon code for anything in my shop or something like that. I've done that many a times where I've asked people, why didn't they buy? And I've gotten some really, really helpful feedback. And I always reward that with either like a discount or another bonus. So Cheryl says, sometimes yes, if there's a good coupon or bonus. Yeah. I would say, yeah, like when I do still looking emails, I almost always give a discount because it's easy enough to do. Just add a tripwire and there you go. I guess the ones that work on me too is if there is a bonus, even if it's just 10% off or free shipping, that makes me want to buy it more urgently than if they just remind me about the thing. Because if the thing is always there and I can buy it at any time, then there's no urgency. Like I can always come back to it. So think about that when you are setting up your still looking emails. All right, we're almost there. One more automation for this live training. It's evergreen emails. Yes. This is something I love doing for my business. At the moment, I have 3 evergreen email sequences. So this is how you promote your products and services on autopilot all year long. You can set up an automated email sequence that continuously promotes your full range of products, thus ensuring ongoing sales without a launch. And of course, you're going to use your Tripwire pages. And you can tailor your evergreen email sequences to different segments of your audience. So here's an example of how I use this in my business. You go to sagegrayson.com and sign up for free for my evergreen email sequences. Now, I invite people to sign up for my email sequences, and I don't hide the fact that these are our evergreen email sequences that are going to send them many an email. They're my 52 weeks sequences. But some people, when you sign up for a freebie, they automatically fold you into an evergreen email sequence that you didn't opt in for yourself. It's just part of the emails that they send to you. And that's okay too. Like somebody might have like a Monday musings or Thursday thoughts or something like that. And you just get that the moment you sign up for the first time for their list. So my evergreen email sequences, there's 3 of them. Go to sagegrayson.com and you can view them. So I segment them based on their interests, their goals, their priorities. So I've got 52 weeks of manifesting magic. That's a self-development law of attraction email sequence. I've got 52 weeks of business boosts, which is obviously business and marketing and sales advice. And then I've got 52 weeks of powerful productivity, which is how to get things done faster, how to be more productive. Some people sign up for all of my evergreen email sequences, and some people only sign up for the ones that are important to them and their goals. Within your evergreen email sequences, you get to promote any of your products that go along with it, whatever that theme is. So for my business email sequences, my 52 weeks of business boost, every email highlights a different business tip or strategy. Usually just one shining idea. Like here's how you do blank, or here's a piece of advice you should hear blank. And then at the bottom, usually in the PS, I put something that says, this tip came from whatever, Startup in 60, which is my business course. Or this tip came from 50 Simple Sales Multipliers. Or if you like this tip, you're going to love blah, blah, blah. And that's how you can promote your products all year long. Every single email can promote a different product. And then you can just rotate through your products depending on how many that you have. And because you just set up this email sequence once, it just runs on autopilot in the background. And whenever anyone signs up for it, then they get these marketing emails. Now, here's the thing. They're not just straight sales emails. There's actually a nugget of wisdom, a quick tip, or some kind of good, juicy information or advice in the email. That's what they're signing up for. Like 52 weeks of productivity. I'm going to give you a different productivity tip every single week. But this stuff didn't just fall out of the air. It came from your content. It came from your products. It came from maybe your mind. It came from a live training. It came from your social media posts. It came from your old blog posts. It came from your old YouTube videos. So scour your old content to find pieces of advice, quick tips, things that you say to your clients over and over again, things that you're known for, and chop those up into little bite-sized bits of information and put them into your evergreen email sequences. I will say you don't have to make 52-week ones. I just did because I wanted email sequences that would last an entire year. But you could make like a 5-day email sequence with 5 tips, and they just sign up for a tip a day. It could be like a month of blank. I've seen people do that really well, where it's like a month of decluttering or a month of marketing, whatever. So you only have like 30 emails. Leave a comment and let me know, what evergreen email sequences do you have and how long are they? Or if you've signed up for anyone's evergreen email sequences, what do you like about them? Do you ever find them annoying? Did you sign up for them and like consciously opt in for them? Or were they just sent to you automatically when you signed up? I don't think there's like a good or bad way to do that. I put my clients in the driver's seat that you have to sign up for these. I'm not just going to send them to you. And that's because I want them to self-select. I want them to segment themselves without me having to do that. I want them to say, ooh, I want self-development stuff, or ooh, I want business stuff, without me sending everything to everyone. That makes sense? So yeah, even if you're watching the replay, let me know what do you like about evergreen email sequences, what don't you like, and have you tried this automation before? I love it because it markets my products constantly without me having to do anything live, and set up these emails once and then they send for an entire year. Um, it also helps remind your clients and customers that you have products to sell. Like, you run a business. You're not doing this for funsies. You are actually running a business and you need to earn money to live your life, to pay rent, to buy groceries, whatever it is. So just make sure that you're putting value in every single email, and they won't mind that you're referring to a product in every email as well. Cheryl says, I get both kinds. I think as long as there's a way to click reduce to once a week, or a type of option to choose how many I want to receive. Yes. I will say, like, I would not do an evergreen email sequence where it's every day for a year, like 365. I thought about that, but I'm like, no, that is just too many. I have 3 ones called my Mayday Month email series, but they're only 5 emails. And they are really short and sweet. And I tell them up, you're going to get 5 emails. That's it. And then when you say you're going to do a 52-week sequence, I think once a week is not overwhelming, especially if they're getting other emails from you and other business owners. Leave a comment and let me know what feels like just the right amount to you, what feels like too much or too little. Probably wouldn't do a once a month. I think they might forget about you if you do once a month. And also, you can make your evergreen email sequences where you can have a separate unsubscribe link where they can unsubscribe just from that email sequence, but they can still get your regular emails as well. So lots of things you can do with automations. All right. If you've enjoyed this free training that we have today, Generation Automation, then I know you're going to love 50 Simple Sales Multipliers. Like I mentioned at the start, this is a complimentary training for 50 Simple Sales Multipliers. And you're going to get 45 more ways to automate things in your business to get more sales, to be a better business owner. So with 50 Simple Sales Multipliers, you're going to learn how to double or triple every sale you make. I was talking to one of my clients earlier today, and we were talking about getting more money from every sale. But I have to look up the exact numbers for you, but between 50 to 60% of the sales that I get, they are buying more than one thing. They're not just buying the one thing that they came to buy. They're buying something else. They're getting an order bump or an upsell, or they're poking around my shop and buying more than one thing. So with this digital course, you're going to learn how sales multipliers boost your bottom line with every purchase. We love that. You're going to learn how to kindly lead your customers to additional products to help them reach their big goals. Never leave them hanging, as we say. You're going to learn how to automate your passive income streams for effortless sales so you have more time for living your life. Yes, let's not make our lives entirely about our businesses. Let's have personal lives too. You're going to get 50 simple yet effective sales multipliers that you can implement in your business today. And I got to say this, that many of these multipliers take less than 5 minutes to complete. It's true. So I do recommend that if you're looking like, okay, well, how can I boost my sales today? Do the 5-minute multipliers. Like, focus on things that takes less than 5 minutes to set up. And then let those just run in the background. Let the robots do the work for you. I love these evergreen email sequences, but those are definitely going to take a little bit longer than 5 minutes to set up. But there are other things you can start setting up. You can set up tagging in under 5 minutes, and that is going to transform your business based on all the things you can do once you can segment your list by tags. All right, and these multipliers are going to work for any type of business. with just a few simple tweaks, you can make them work for digital products, for physical products, for services, and lots more. And in the course, you're going to get a customizable action plan for adding sales multipliers to your business over the next 3 months based on your needs and your priorities. So you end the course with an actual game plan. It's not just listening to a course and learning all these lovely things, but not implementing them. You're going to actually be able to implement them by the end of the course. So on this page, there is a link where you can get 50 simple sales multipliers. And if you want an example of what a tripwire looks like, go ahead and click on that link and it'll take you right to it. So if you like the 5 of my favorite automations that I mentioned during today's live training, you are going to love 45 more of them in 50 simple sales multipliers. I will say this is one of my top selling courses. I think it's trying to think. I know Startup in 60 sells a little bit better because that's the big business course. I think it's Startup in 60, Design Your Easy Yes product for daily sales, and then 50 simple sales multipliers. But this one sells really well. I will say that. And why wouldn't it? Because we all want more sales. We all want to boost our bottom line. Okay, so now we've got some time for Q&A. So I want to hear, what questions do you have about business automations? So go ahead and type your questions in the comments and I'll answer them now. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and type your questions and I will come back to the replay and answer your questions. I do have a few common ones that I get, so let me pop those up. All right. Is there anything you would not automate? Yes. Well, I love letting the robots work for me. Do my work, do my bidding. There are some things that I do manually that I take control of because I just want that human touch. And one of those things is warm letters. So if you watched my free workshop, how to get sales today with an itty bitty list, you have my entire warm letter template that I use. So what warm letters are is where you reach out to people who already know, like, and trust you with individualized, warm, comforting emails. It's warm marketing as opposed to cold marketing or cold calling. So for my warm letters, I do those myself. I write them myself. I send them myself, individual emails, no CCing a million people, no dumping people into some kind of text group. It's all individual. So I would not automate my warm letters simply because there needs to be that human touch, because these people know, like, and trust you. They actually care about you and you care about them. So I would do those manually. And you're definitely going to get better results when you reach out personally to people with personalized emails or personalized direct messages rather than just letting the robots talk to you. I mean, think about that. If you got a generic marketing email that you know has been sent to thousands of people, yeah, you might buy something from it. But if your coach or your favorite business owner sent you an individualized email specific to you that talks about you and your needs, and you know it was sent directly to you, it wasn't sent to thousands of people, that human touch, that personalized interaction is going to get you to buy whatever it is. Those work a lot better without the automation. So warm letter campaigns, something I would not automate. Again, you can get my warm letter template in my free workshop, How to Get Sales Today with an Itty Bitty List, and you can find my plug and play warm letter templates in Startup in 60. All right. Another question I have got, what are your favorite automation tools? So I mentioned some of them during this training. Number one is Kajabi. That is my customer relationship management system, where it houses my email contacts. It's where I send my emails from, it's where I do all of my tagging. It's where my courses live, my digital products. It's my payment processor. It's everything. That's what a CRM is. It's where you have an all-in-one platform for your business. So Kajabi lets me tag people from multiple places, whether they're within a course, within an email, like within a freebie as they're signing up, within an order bump. Like, I can tag people a million different places in Kajabi. I can also set up automations. So like if they click on this, I can tag them, but also I can subscribe them to a different email sequence. I can grant them an offer. I can like send them to an application or a form. There's so many different things that you can do with automations in Kajabi. I found that it's really robust. It has more options than some of the other CRMs out there. So that's my number one favorite automation tool is Kajabi. Number two is deadline funnels. And that's where you create those countdown timers that disappear after a certain amount of time and then redirect to the full price sales page. So I create my sales pages in Kajabi and then I plug in the code for the deadline funnel that does that lovely little countdown and then redirects to the full price page when the countdown is over. So deadline funnel makes it like incredibly easy. And you can also change the countdowns to match your fonts, to match your colors. So it looks like it belongs on your sales page. There's lots of different things that you can do with that. Other automation tools, letting the robots work for me. I use Buffer to schedule my social media posts. So I just fill up my queue with social media posts and then Buffer sends it out at specific times without me having to do it live. And that is incredibly helpful. I would love to hear from you. What are your favorite automation tools? Go ahead and leave a comment. I'm always like on the lookout for new ways to streamline my business. Next question. What automation should I set up first? Okay. Well, this is a little tricky one because I feel two of them are like neck and neck. Which one? I would say set up your tripwires first. So that's where they click on a link or they sign up for something and it brings them to a sales page with a countdown timer and a big discount. Like get this thing that's normally $50 for $10, but only for the next 15 minutes. So set up your tripwires first. And then the second thing you should do is set up your tagging. You might even do these at the same time, but I think if we're talking about getting sales, then I want you to set up your tripwires first and then set up your tagging. Because you can tag people all day long, but if they're not buying, then really what's the point of tagging them and segmenting them? So get them to take action, get them to buy, get them into your sales funnel, get them poking around your shop and earning money for you and your business. And then you can get into the tagging. Yeah, so set up your tripwires first, then do your tagging. Does anyone have a different way or a different automation that you would set up first? I'd be really interested to hear, like, what do you think is the most important thing for your business? For me right now, the tripwires bring in most of my money for my business. So I would prioritize those things first and then tagging. All right. Let's see. I don't see any other comments coming in. But again, if you are watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment because I'll be coming back and answering your questions. Thank you so much, Life Editor, for being here for this live training. This has been Generation Automation. Let the robots do the marketing for you. If you enjoyed learning my 5 favorite automations to let the robots do the work for me and my business, then I know you're going to love 50 Simple Sales Multipliers. It is the perfect companion piece to this live training, and you'll see the link on this page where you can get 50 Simple Sales Multipliers. And if you do click that link, you will see an example of a tripwire. And you can let me know if it works or not for you. Oh, Cheryl says, no questions, but I highly recommend the 50 Simple Sales Multipliers. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I love hearing people give me some feedback on my courses. Every single one of my courses, I have a feedback form within the course. And I love and appreciate all the people who give me feedback. It really helps me be a better coach and provide better products in the future. All right. So if you have examples of other automations that work for you or other automation programs that I should check out, please be sure to leave a comment, even if you're watching the replay. And yeah, thanks again so much for being here. I hope you'll check out 50 Simple Sales Multipliers. And I can't wait to see you. Let those robots do the marketing for you so you have more time for the big important things that lead to sales in your business and especially more time for you. There's no point in running a business if you're just going to burn out. I want you to set up these automations, let the robots do the work so you can have more personal time and really fill your cup because you're doing so much work. You're doing so much work, Life Editor, and I see you. All right. Thanks again for being here. I'm Sage Grayson, and I'll talk to you real soon.